imagine that most of you are here. Some of you guys are in third year. You won't be here yet, but this is good foreshadowing. At one point, you'll be here. Fork in the road where you choose to get a job, where you choose to travel, where you choose to go back to school. And this is different than the forks in the road you guys have had before because you're free now. You're not being funneled through grade school or high school. You're not being funneled through undergrad with your set classes that you have to take. You literally do anything. When you choose to go to work, then that branch has a bunch of other branches that's spread from it too. So it's all choices. The scary thing is that no matter what you choose to do, no one's going to make it for you. Right? You guys choose left or right. To some extent, you guys have made those choices before, but there's always kind of been a push one way or another. Much less of a push now. Now, if you decide that the classical route is for you, getting a job, and I think that a lot of us, the majority of us, will go that way. The big question is, how do you get a job? Okay? There's a ton of postings, and the situation is really promising. There's a lot of opportunity. But they're fleeting. There's so many of them. How do you make an application that people take seriously? How do you land a job? How do you grasp the golden egg that you're trying to find? So, a couple pieces of advice that I would lend to you guys that aren't necessarily common. First of all, look into your contacts. Okay, a lot of you guys will probably know somebody like this, like high-powered executive wearing a company logo shirt, driven in season, you know? This guy might be able to give you some advice, might be able to put your application in the hands of people that need to see it. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed a job in this situation. It's one more thing to make your application stand out. It also doesn't mean that it's not possible to get a job without contacts. It's still entirely possible. You just have to find a way to make your application shine. And I won't talk about the details of how to write the cover letter. Use tangible examples and phrases. You guys will get that through the fairs and through career services, etc. Contacts are invaluable, even if they don't put your resume in someone's hands to look at. Maybe they're not your field. They can still lend you advice on the application process. Conveniently enough, the second piece of advice is visit career services. Right down the hall, there's a number, there's a room, there's a website. These guys often have very detailed and focused job banks. People will approach university career services with specific jobs for specific people like you guys. And you can't always access these postings. You need a username and password, and they have it, and they will give it to you, but you have to go to career services first. Okay, so that's one thing that a lot of people kind of overlook. And if you've done the career services route, if you've tapped into your contacts, you don't really have much else to go on. What are the tools that you have at your disposal to set out on this search alone? What job search tools are available? You know, there are a ton of job search tools. There's no lack of information. Importantly, I want to point out that because there is so much information out there, things like Monster and Workopolis, they're really old news. This is, I think, important to wrap your head around. Like, there are a lot of postings on sites like this, but you'll miss a lot of postings that focus only on one or two of these job roles. The big deal now are job meta-crawlers. Things that look at Monster and Workopolis and University Health Network and Public Health Ontario and University of Toronto and everything that you can really think of. Indeed.ca is my go-to. That's what I always look for. But Wow Jobs and Hot Jobs Canada, same kind of thing. They'll all list similar postings. I talk to people about this idea of searching for a job and finding job postings, everybody gets rigid and becomes a giant question mark. I don't know what's out there. What do I do? The reason for that is that I don't think you had to look extensively. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But type health sciences in Toronto into one of these metacrawlers and put your mind at ease. There is a ton of opportunity out there. I've seen in the last 3 months, because I've been doing just this, extensive postings for what you would call classic kinesiology jobs. Strength and conditioning coaches, physiotherapist assistants. You guys can work in high-performance athlete development. There's postings for non-profit sport organizations. You guys could be nutrition consultants. You could work at supplement companies. You can move into sales. There's so many options in what I would call a classic stream. If you want to diversify a little bit, there are a lot of postings in the regulatory and policy-making area. If you guys really love writing research papers and reading the primary articles, this might be the option for you. Public Health Ontario has a bunch of these looking to organize summer programs or collate data from cancer research studies. Companies like PepsiCo always have postings for people in the regulatory side of things. Can we market this supplement, or can we add this ingredient to our drinks? And you guys tell them, yes you can, no you can't. You could stay away from papers and reports altogether, and I don't blame you if you do. You can get deeply involved with people, patient care, volunteer at retirement homes. You can work at hospitals. There are always postings with University Health Network for data collectors, clinical research trials, administrators, managers, things like that. You can work with children and sick kids. Tons of postings of sick kids. Nestle has been posting routinely for the past month experience with infant nutrition. Right, a third of our class last semester was in utero, so you can springboard from that into infant nutrition. You guys know where to look for infant nutrition information. You guys can do that stuff. Some of you may be considering academia. I don't know why. But this encompasses a lot of different areas. I know some of you are looking to specialize and go into physio, or OT, nursing. Paramedics are an awesome option. Great program at Humber here for paramedics. You go to graduate school, research is really your thing. You're always trying to think of the next question when we look at those figures in the primary research in class. If you don't like the research, this will still get you into the teaching stream. That's what I got out of my graduate degree. I realized I really like teaching. Now, that's already kind of ad nauseum. There's a ton of different options out there. You guys really just go look, and it will put your mind at ease. Try not to be overwhelmed, because that's easy as well. But regardless of all this choice, all the opportunity you have, there's a couple keys that you have to consider when doing classic job search. First of all, persistence is key, okay? If you're not hearing back from people, or if you're hearing that your application wasn't successful, that's discouraging. But you know what's more discouraging? Not applying. Spend a couple weeks, take a break, and then you start to think, oh, what about some jobs that I applied to? Oh, I didn't apply to any. That feels terrible. So keep applying, even if you guys don't get any positive feedback. Support here really helps a lot too, because I can say be persistent, but it's really difficult to keep that level up all the time. Sometimes you fall short. So have a good, close support network. Friends that you have in class, family, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. The other big key is to think and direct your job search. Think about your opportunities. Don't so much cast a wide net. That's good to some extent, but don't apply to engineering jobs with the background that you have. It's a waste of time. And it's a gross example, but think about what it is that you want to end up doing, or what general stream you want to be in. You want to work with people or with pages. There's a divide that you have to make. You want to focus on job applications that will make you happy. I want to get back to this idea of everything that I've talked about so far involves you guys making a choice. Choice is hard. Choice implies the unknown. The unknown is scary. It's easy because of that to put off making these decisions. But don't leave that to future you. Start thinking about it now. I want to relate a story. I watched Chris Hadfield's TED Talk that he gave earlier this month in Vancouver. Have you guys seen it? A couple people have. If you haven't seen it, I would really recommend watching it. A lot of the content is applicable to what you guys are going through now and what a lot of us go through on a daily basis. He talks about preparing for space travel, and I can't do it justice to describe it, but he describes the reverence that he and the team has as they approach the launch vehicle, and how it feels like it's alive, and it shakes him as it goes into orbit. And the idea that at the end of the day, for him, it's a life and death situation, but not even just life, it's incredible, unrealistic life. Floating in space, or you're dead. Like that kind of choice, that kind of, the odds that are staring him in the face are unreal, and like nothing that we'll ever have to experience. He does a really masterful job of relating that experience, and I encourage you to go watch it. But what I want to identify from that talk is one key incident that he highlights is when he went blind while in outer space. Being outside of the capsule, working on the International Space Station, some anti-fog fluid got stuck in his eye. He couldn't see out of one eye, which would make a lot of us panic, I think. He kept working. He had another eye that worked, but because there's no gravity, the tears pooled and eventually ran across the bridge of his nose with his other eye, leaving him completely blind. Now, I don't know if paralysis by fear is the right term to use in this situation, but certainly the natural instinct that we would have would just be to very afraid, right? Terrified. But he recounts the training that he went through. They've done incapacitated crew retrieval, throwing people into the airlock. He could find his way back on his own if he needed to. He relied on the years of training to get him through this tough, scary situation. And he leaves us at the end of this with these powerful words: fear not. A fear in that situation wouldn't help. It's unavoidable, but it doesn't help. Thinking about a solution is what helps. Relying on his training helps. So, what does that mean for you guys? I mean, overall, listening to that story might leave you unsatisfied, right? Good for Chris Hadfield. He went into space. He had years of training to rely on. I know my choice isn't that big, but how can I relate that to this situation right now? It makes it kind of seem trivial, the decision that we have to make now. Right? You guys know that to a sedentary student, right? Different baselines. You have to use percent VO2 max. So the relative intensity is the same. What he's saying is his training helped him, and I want you guys to know that you have the training when you move forward to make this decision. You prepare, right? You know how to gather information. You know how to analyze it critically. You know how to make the best decision based on the available options. I've made you do this repeatedly. You know how to identify the lesser of two evils. If you have to work on a 30% paper or study for a 5% quiz, you'd like to do both, but you know which one you're going to focus on. Now it's about applying this to real life. You guys are going to be asking research questions in real life. Remember, hammer that into you guys every time. What is the problem? Why should I care? What am I going to do about it? I don't have a job. I need a job to live. I'm going to apply to a job. Okay. Cover letter is very substantial. I need it to be attention-grabbing. I'm going to take an online course to improve my cover letter. Research questions in real life. And it goes beyond that. You guys are going to have to start asking tough questions. Am I making this choice? Is my next step because I want to go there, or are others expecting me to do it? Is the choice that I'm going to make, does that just serve to keep me on the path? Is it convenient? Is it familiar? Like, above all, are you happy with this choice? Is this what you want to do? You guys can really ask yourself that. Remember, no one's going to ask these questions and make life-based research questions for them other than you. What if? What if you're not making this choice? What if you're being led into it because it's easy and it's there? What if you're not really happy, but your skills are applicable and you can do it in the meantime, but you'll find something later? Are you destined just to always kind of be satisfied all the time? Now, I don't want to ask that to feed the uncertainty that you guys are undoubtedly feeling. I want to tell you that no, okay, you don't have to stay on this path. I remember thinking when I was in my master's, I got into my master's because I was involved in a research project where I had a couple biopsies taken, got some money. It was a pretty cool experience in trial day, being part of science, you know. Started my master's and thought, you know what, I might as well get a PhD while I'm here. You guys recognize the foolishness of that statement. That's not why you choose to do a PhD. And so, I could consider that a bad choice, bad decision. But without that choice, I wouldn't have found out that I love doing this. I found teaching through that choice. It informed my later decisions, hopefully improved on them. So, good or bad, just know that you guys will be able to readjust as you move along. Now, if you're worried that this may or may not be the right choice, whatever you have planned, let me give you perspective. Okay? On average, I'm assuming that most of you guys are about 25, maybe less. This is average. I'll apply to some of you, if that's okay. Me, I'm 33. So if you guys are completely pissed at kinesiology, hate this material, you can do a brand new undergrad degree in 4 years. A master's in 2 If you're ambitious, you can do a PhD in 3 or 4. You plus a new master's degree, a completely new person by the time you're 31. If you want to. The immediacy of this choice that you're feeling is perceived as have time. Okay? Really think about what you want to do. Now, what I want to do is ask you guys to reflect. This is where I'm going to get dramatic with it. You guys can roll your eyes. No one's going to grade you on it. No one knows if you're doing it or not. But just, first of all, think about for me the crazy, stressful, long days that you put in here over the past few years. Maybe in the math lab, that's a popular place. Studying on the second floor. Maybe at home, you guys have little study groups. You guys poured a lot into this experience. Realize that this is your training. Believe that you are going to be able to rely on this preparation for your blinded space moments. You probably won't ever work as hard as you have here. Now, I want you to indulge me. By closing your eyes, I'm going to ask you to reflect. Okay? You can look down, you don't have to do it. You can say, what the hell is it supposed to do? But as a favor to me, in the last class that we're ever going to have together, that's true, I want you to indulge me. Close your eyes, okay? Think about what you have planned next. What do you have planned? If you don't have anything, that's okay too. What feelings pop up for you when you think about what you have coming up next? Are you afraid? Are you excited? Some people might be bubbling over with happiness. Some people might just be terrified. You guys might be indifferent. More likely than not, you guys are going to be experiencing a mix of all of these, depending on the day or the time. And it's okay, it's natural, right? It's okay not to know exactly what you want to do now and be scared about it. I think that's the main advice that I would have wanted to hear in your situation. Now, I want you to fast forward, okay? Past the vast, ambiguous question mark that will be your life. We don't care what it is right now. Get past that. You are elderly and retired. A lot of you guys know what that is. We talked about it a fair bit last year. Okay? What does your life look like when you're elderly and retired? Who's with you? You see faces of some of the people in this class that are with you. What are your concerns on a daily basis? You guys might have to worry about a golf game, or pills to take, or when your family will come and visit you. Do you look back as this older person on this moment fondly? What advice would you give yourself right now? Realize that none of this is happening, okay? The choices that you're going to make, whether they're good or bad, they're your choices to make them. Make a commitment to get off your ass and do something. Approach today and tomorrow, or any day that you want to, as many days as you can now with the goal of making your choice and owning your choice. Just listen to yourself, think critically, be honest, and when you're ready, choose, okay, and fear not. That's everything I have for today. If you guys have questions or comments, or you want to make wild, crazy statements about that wild presentation. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I wish you guys